So welcome back to the final part of our beginners Pilates. I'm turned over onto my stomach and I'm going to do a couple of exercises on my stomach. So first exercise I'm going to do is I'm going to do a plank. So I'm going to do a 30-second plank, making sure my elbows are directly beneath my shoulders. Hands are apart, no religious ceremonies please, just keeping those hands apart. If we're a beginner, we're going to come up on the knees like that. And we're going to hold for 30 seconds. If we're advanced, then not advanced, but advanced beginner, say, we're going to come up a little bit more. Keeping the body straight from shoulder to hip to ankle. And 30 seconds has started. So hold in that position. And while I'm doing it, to make it extra beneficial, I'm going to suck in my belly button as much as I can. But again, as I said, you can do it this way as well, with the knees on the floor. Just as effective. I really feel my core working that way as well. Okay. Sucking my belly button in as much as I can, squeezing and tightening my core muscles to make it extra beneficial. Really feeling that work. The core, pelvic floor, keep it nice and tight. Last few seconds. Three, two, one. My timekeeper is not timing there for me. She's just being mean there to me. So 30 seconds ish, I don't know, give or take a bit, which I do to normally to people in the class. 45, she says, with a laugh. So next part, I'm going to do stretch. I'm going to put the hands directly beneath the shoulders. I'm going to push that upper body up off the floor from the waist upwards. Keep my head up, taking a big deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And as I take that big deep breath in through the nose, I feel a really deep stretch in those lower abs. Again, about a 30-second stretch for this one. And back down the floor. Next exercise, I'm going to do an exercise for the lower back, for that rhomboid muscle in the lower back. Really working the lower back. And this one, I am going to do the Superman. So I'm pushing my pelvis into the floor. I'm squeezing and tight on my core muscles as much as I can. And I'm going to lift my right arm, left leg up off the floor and back down. And then my left arm, right leg up off the floor and back down. So 3, 2, big deep breath in, 1, and off I go. Breathing out as I bring that leg and arm up. Breathing in on the way down. And 2. And 3. 4, 5, and as I lift that left leg up off the floor, that right leg and hip is stuck to the floor. 6, and vice versa. 7, don't let that move as well. 8, keeping that core nice and tight. 9, and one more is 10. We're going to do 10. We normally do 20 in a Pilates class or in a normal Pilates class. I'm going to do 10 now. I am going to push myself up to the floor and I'm going to stretch next. I'm going to stretch out that lower back by putting that head as close to my knees as I can. Pushing those hands forward, feeling that stretch in the lower back. Feeling that stretch in the arms and shoulders as I push my hands forward. Big deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Again, holding this stretch for, I'd say a minute if you can for this one. It's a really good one. Really stretching that lower back, arms, spine. Okay, so I'm going to go back down the floor again for the next exercise. So next exercise I'm going to do some back extensions. Another really good one for the lower back. Hands out in front, pushing that pelvis into the floor. 3. I'm going to show you coming up and back down to the floor like that. Legs and arms coming up together. Up and down like that, as much as you can. Some people find this one very difficult. So just as much as you can, as much as you're able. 3, 2, 1, and off we go for 1. And 2, up and back down to the floor. And 3. 4, keeping that core nice and tight. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9, And 10, I'm going to do 10 of those. I'm going to push myself up off the floor again. Give myself a quick stretch again. And come up into our final exercise. Our final exercise today, we're going to do a bird dog to finish. For our beginners, Pilates bird dog is 30 seconds with the right arm and left leg like that, and then 30 seconds with the left arm and right leg like that. So I'm going to start off with that right arm, left leg. Making sure my hands are directly beneath my shoulders, knees directly beneath my hips. 3, 2, 1, right arm and left leg, and I'm holding that position. Jenna's going to count 30 seconds. 30 seconds this time, please, not 45. Now I know what it feels like for all of you guys that have been in my class when I say 30 seconds and it turns out to be 45. Or I say a minute and it turns out to be 90 seconds. Finally know what it feels like, you'd be glad to know. So holding that position, pushing forward from my shoulder, from my elbow, from my wrist, pushing back from my hip, from my knee, from my ankle.
3,
squeezing my left glute
2,
and squeezing my
1.
core muscles, pelvic floor muscles. Okay, 30 seconds on that side. Done. If you want to do more, you can do 45 seconds. Do a minute if you want to, but start off at 30. Pushing forward as far as you can from my shoulder, from my elbow, from my wrist, reaching those fingers forward, pushing back as far as I can. From my hip, from my knee, from my ankle, reaching those toes back. Squeeze and tighten that right glute as much as you can in this position, and squeeze and tighten those core muscles, pelvic floor muscles. Suck them in. Suck that belly button in. Best way to describe it. Squeeze and tighten core and pelvic floor. Last
3,
3 seconds. 2, 1. And last stretch to finish off our beginner's Pilates. I'm going to fold my arms over as near to my knees as I can. I'm going to put my head on my arms. And I'm going to gently, great stretch for the knees and the ankles, push my knees and ankles into the floor as much as I can. I always had problems kind of going back onto my hunkers like this before I started doing Pilates. So this is a great one for stretching the knees and the ankles. Putting the head down as close to the knees and ankles as you can. And really feeling that stretch, really deep stretch in those knees and ankles. You're holding that one for about a minute, and for the last stretch you're just breathing and relaxing again, clearing your mind, taking a couple of big deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, and you're holding for about a minute. So hope you enjoyed the beginner's Pilates, but anyone that's used to doing Pilates can do any level of Pilates, beginners, intermediate or advanced. If you're used to doing a lot of Pilates, especially advanced people can do beginner's Pilates class and get value out of it by just really concentrating on all the exercises and doing them 110%, which is the most important, that you do them all 110%. Okay, so I'll see you soon. Next video will be up within a day or two. Okay, thanks. Cheers. Bye.